Welcome to another episode of AI Product Leader. Every week we shine a light on what it really takes to join the AI world. Real conversations with AI builders, founders, leaders, AI experts, technologists, and everything in between to understand where the world of AI is right now and what the path looks like, whether you're building products or building an AI career. Have a question or topic you want us to cover? Email us at support@aicareerboost.com and join the conversation. I'm your host, Polly Allen, and I'm the founder of AI Career Boost, where I spend my time helping product managers and leaders navigate the world of AI and transition and thrive in AI roles. I spent my career in both the product management and software development sides of the world, and I'm an ex-Alexa AI principal product manager, where I successfully launched the very first generative AI answers on Alexa back in 2020. I'm a Top 100 Women of the Future award winner, and I'm super excited today to have on our podcast our esteemed guest, Annette Holland. So we're so glad to have you here, Annette. She's a senior project manager and digital transformation leader with a rich background in AI, agile methodologies, and complex project orchestration. So with over a decade of experience across industries like finance, education, entertainment, Annette is known for her strategic approach and knack for turning chaos into clarity. She's led high-impact digital transformation for brands like Disney and iRobot, championing agile practices and fostering cross-cultural collaboration to drive innovation. So glad to have you here, Annette. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing this evening?
Thanks. Good. I need to have you write my resume.
Thank you. I know it was all true though, right?
It was, and I'm like, okay, yes, that's on my LinkedIn somewhere, but it's never been put together, packaged like that.
Well,
Thank you.
fantastic. Well, there we go. Well, speaking about the package, what I love to do first is just learn a little bit more about you and your background. Before really your interest in AI, you had a really interesting career. I even saw that you had travel planner in your past history. So I'd love to hear a little more about your journey into digital transformation and project program, product management before AI was really even a factor.
Anyway, so I love building websites. That was my creative outlet and also technical. Um, in the 90s, my first job out of college, I worked for the Statesman Journal. It's a newspaper in Salem, Oregon, and they were just getting online. So I went from the newsroom to help building out the online presence. So digital transformation wasn't really a thing back then. It was
Yeah,
just like,
they use
okay,
different words. They're just like
we need a website. How does that happen? It's like, I know how to build a website. Um, and the programmer there started teaching me Cold Fusion, which was bought by Adobe. So I got into programming, and back then everybody was a full stack developer. You had to know front end and back end to build a website. Um, and after a while, as I was growing my family, I decided to take a break and be a stay-at-home mom. So I started building websites for other daycare providers. I got bored being a stay-at-home mom, so I started an in-home daycare. So that got me the business chops. And when I re-entered the workforce, it was to work for Disney. And they were like, everything you did as a business owner is transferable to project management. So that's how I got into project management. I wasn't building websites anymore, I was managing them. And I learned about the fast pace of projects working on DisneyChannel.com and coordinating with all of the TV promos that were going on because we launched games that tied into TV episodes. Found out that I love kind of telling people what to do,
I love it.
working with working with developers. So I kept my hand in on like all the technical things, but I really loved project management. Um, and the developers liked me, which I found out most devs don't like their project managers.
So what do you think it is about you that what did they like?
I listened to them, I fed them. I love to bake. So,
It's awesome. It is. It helps.
so I was always bringing baked goods. But honestly, it was listening to them and figuring out what they needed and being able to go back to marketing and programming and saying, okay, this is what we can actually do. You guys have all these dreams. It's not going to happen in 6 weeks. So if you want the infrastructure, we need more time. Otherwise, this is what the devs can actually do.
Right. Keeping expectations realistic. I think they super appreciate that because I feel like a lot of them feel like no one is in their corner for a lot. those cases, right? Yeah. Oh my gosh. Fantastic. So that was your first step into project management. And then since then, you've continued along that path. You're also looking at getting more into AI. What interested you about AI in the first place when you first started looking at it?
Um, Honestly, I was first on the I don't want to deal with this because I had heard about hallucinations. My partner was using it all the time, and he's like, it's great for speeding up work. And I'm like, from what you've shown me, I can still do it faster myself.
With all the fixing afterwards.
However, I really hate doing PowerPoint presentations. It's the one thing about being a project manager I absolutely hate.
Okay.
So in yeah, late 2022, ChatGPT, I was like, okay, give me an outline for a proposal that I need. And I fed it the information and I was like, okay, this just saved me about 2 hours. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll try it out.
The light switched on.
But before that, I was like, what use do I have? And I've tried all of them, ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, and I have found that for the type of work and thinking that I do, I'm liking Anthropic's Claude a lot more than ChatGPT.
Yeah. And when you say the kind of work and thinking I do you mean like is there specific tasks that you think that it's best for?
Um, Claude is much more collaborative, I think. So, for example, I also mentor. I'm a PMI mentor, and I didn't like the SWOT analysis I did last year without any AI input. So to Claude, I said, I have to do a personal SWOT analysis. Can you help me out? And it came out with a whole framework, and then we went through it step by step. And it really helped me see myself in a different light. So, and then I was able to use that with my mentee and also show her how to use it. And since she is focusing on digital transformation and project management, that's a major now.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not just a word. They've got curricula.
Yes. So I was showing her how to use it and ChatGPT to speed up some work.
Oh, amazing. Awesome. And do you feel like do you feel like a lot of people still don't know the best ways to use it? Like it still feels like as much as people talk about it, I'm actually like people struggle sometimes to figure out.
It is, especially with prompting. It's gotten easier. And that was also one of my problems in the beginning was I used it like a search engine, which will not get you anything useful. Um, so I've gotten much better at prompting, um, large part thanks to your course and everything that we did. But just using it more and more and building my bot and getting feedback from people who have used my bot. And yeah, day-to-day work in side projects, getting like this isn't quite what I expected, so let me tweak the prompt a little bit.
Oh, gotcha. Perfect. Exactly. Well, and so speaking of building, you've gone beyond just using it in your day to day. You've actually built projects using this. Can you tell us a little bit more about your bot?
So it is just a bot for those of us who overthink, have
No,
imposter
no,
syndrome,
no, just
and
it is a
it,
bot, and a good bot for this. I've tried it as a fellow overthinker. I totally get it.
and for me, and I'm gonna say women like me, code switching, because there are some times where I'm in my text talking to family and friends, and then it's like, oh, wait, I have to send a work email, or something has upset me at work and I want to go off. And it's like, okay, let's not send a career ending email. How do I say this professionally, calmly, get it out there?
Yeah, perfect. So tell us a little bit about the process of building this tool.
Um, I went through a couple of iterations. Before Microsoft killed their Copilot, I built it there just for proof of concept. And then I went over, um, first, I actually tried VoiceFlow and Bubble and found that. too time consuming for what I wanted to do. A lot of it had to do with I didn't have any documents of my own. I was pulling things from Psychology Today and other websites that gave advice on imposter syndrome and how to combat it. So it turned out the easiest thing to do was actually to build a custom GPT.
Yeah. Yeah. And I feel like so many people tell me when they build one, they're like, well, this feels like cheating. And I'm like, from the product perspective, if it does the job, like we need to get out of this, like it has to be hard. I have to spend a million years building it. Obviously, we all want to practice deeper skills, but even just understanding what is the structure behind this? What is it doing? I don't know, it's deeper than a lot of people go right now. But especially the product side is, can I make something useful? Can I make something deliver value, right? So you said it was just a custom GPT. That's pretty quick and easy to build, but you had to select the data. You had to be really, and then the prompt refinement must have taken some effort too, right?
It did. It was very basic because, to be honest, I was building it for a very small subset. I had two testers, um, and then I was like, okay, please share it out and like get feedback. A huge thing, given the population that I was targeting, was privacy. Um, so I can't see anything that anybody else puts in, and I've actually gotten feedback. One of my users, she wrote me and she was like, I want personalization. I want it to call me by my name and I want more specific information. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have to work on that. So I have to work on that because it's been requested formally instead of just like in my PRD and project plan that I made up for your course.
Oh, fantastic. Well, let's talk a little about that. So you knew you wanted to build something like this. How did you get started?
What do you mean? How do you get started?
Oh,
That's very
basically,
broad.
it is very broad. Let me rephrase. So, um, basically, you've gotten to the point now where you can confidently build things that you're actually sharing with other people, getting feedback, and iterating. Like, how did you get to that point?
Trial and error, which is actually how I built a lot of my websites too. So I was used to building things. Um, my bad habit is that I don't always read the documentation, so I tend to break things, but then I already know what not to do.
Right, exactly. That's just you're a fast starter. That's all. You like you
Yes.
you like to
I break
iterate.
things, I get frustrated, and then I'm like, okay, let me go back to the beginning. What did I miss? Okay. Oh, duh. Now it's so simple.
Fantastic. I was just saying earlier today that like a, a lot of folks who worry about not being technical enough, I'm like, all a computer science degree taught me was really to just like things seem complicated and broken, just keep going in the face of broken things that are confusing. It's like if you can just do that part, you just keep like there's got to be every if you just believe that everything is figure outable and you keep figuring it out, that was like the number one skill you get over a technical degree, and it doesn't take a technical degree. It just takes fighting with technology, really.
I love solving problems. I don't like it when I create problems for myself, but I love solving problems.
Yes, exactly. And if you, I could know halfway through that I'd caused them for myself. That would also help.
And often it's because I skipped over something that I thought, oh, I don't need that. Yeah, you actually do.
Fantastic. So you've had any more feedback on your bot? Like, how do you feel like it's doing? How do you feel like it's working in terms of your own use of it?
So in terms of my own use, it's funny because I actually had to use it today to help a friend. She was getting really frustrated, and I was like, "Well, you need to send an email." She was like, "I'll get fired if I send the email that I want."
I need a translator fast.
So I use the how do you professionally say part, and I was like, "Okay, this is the problem statement. I need something professional."
Oh, fantastic.
So I don't know if she actually sent it, but she laughed, said it was perfect, made her feel better. So
Oh, that's good. I mean, isn't that half the battle? Are you
yeah,
looking for more testers? Is this publicly available? Can people try it out?
it is. We can throw the link up. People can test it out. So far, my feedback has been positive, and I'm not sure if it's just because it's my friends or if they actually like it.
I think it'll be really interesting to get a broader audience because I think it's so needed. I think it's something that's under recognized. I really love that you brought up that part about code switching. That I think minorities in these situations, a lot of people don't at all who don't live with that day to day. I just have no idea the kind of tax you're paying on a daily interaction at work, right? And it's like this is the kind of support that they need to to fight back against that tax all day long. And this is exactly what ChatGPT and LLMs should be used for, in terms of, right, the things that do save you hours or just that emotional energy, right?
Yes, the mental tax. I'm definitely not as exhausted at the end of the workday as I used to be.
Oh, like that is life changing. That's amazing. So let's get this in the hands of as many people as we can, right? It's fantastic. That's awesome. Okay, so if you had one piece of advice or like one sentence advice for folks who are looking to get started in this space, don't know how to get started, are interested in careers and building an AI, what would it be?
So, another funny story, when I was at a career fair, somebody asked me how to get somebody who is older than 55 into AI. So, I actually recommended Anne's course on O'Reilly.
Yeah,
Um,
and Griffin's course on O'Reilly. I'll link that too.
yes,
Exactly. Yeah.
yes. And then just this person is in education. So I was like, just get on LinkedIn Learning and start going through like the little bites. They have 5, 10, 15-minute bites that teach you how to do everything. And if they actually want to build something, I plugged your course and the podcast.
That's great. Thank you so much. I love getting the word out as many people as I can when we'll be building next in January. So, kicking off with the new cohort. Thanks for mentioning that, sharing the word. Fantastic. Okay, so we have time for one last segment, and that is plugs. Do you have anything you want to plug this month?
I'm not sure when this is going up, but with recent developments, um, Rosie's Place, it is a domestic violence shelter here in Boston. And then I was also looking to see if there's any resources for um, domestic violence survivors with pets who need a safe place to get to. So I actually need to do more research with that. But
If you find one, we'll put the link in
yeah,
the show notes, for sure. Let us
yeah,
know. Please share that.
I have a feeling that those types of shelters are going to need a lot of support
Yeah, no,
in the
it's a really
next, yeah,
in the next 4 years about.
yeah, yeah, at least.
It's our chance to pull together and do what we can for each other. It's just a challenge to be kinder and more supportive of one another, right? Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you modeling that for us, Anne. That's absolutely amazing. I think you're really someone I admire in that respect, in terms of your commitment to issues in your community and being able to provide and give back. So, thanks so much. I have, for plugs on my side, we have our monthly webinar coming up. I think we also have a lightning lesson coming up on November 18th. Join me and Rupa Chaturvedi as we dive into the top product management traps and pitfalls of 2024 and how to avoid them in 2025. So that'll be a half-hour free webinar coming up soon. And as always, we love to plug the show. So if you love hearing stories of people's transitions into AI, how they're learning about it and getting into careers in the space, please like and follow our podcast. Give us the 5 stars or the thumbs up, whatever it is on the for your platform of choice. And as always, if you have questions, email us at support@AI Career Boost to come in and join the conversation. So that's our episode this week of AI Product Leader. Thanks again so much, Annette, for joining. It's been really
Thanks,
fantastic to have
Polly.
you on.